Hello and welcome back to the channel, tennis fans. Today we have an absolutely massive matchup to break down. We're officially in the heart of the North American hardcourt swing, and it's August 2026, with the tennis world focused on the National Bank Open in Canada. The summer heat is intense, the stakes are incredibly high, and the pressure is building as the final Grand Slam of the season, the US Open, draws closer. Every player on the WTA Tour knows how important this stretch of the calendar is. It's the perfect opportunity to build momentum, collect valuable ranking points, and send a message before New York. And the draw has delivered a blockbuster right from the opening round. In the round of 64, we're getting a must-watch showdown between the tournament's 25th seed, Alex Eala of the Philippines, and the explosive American power hitter, Alycia Parks. This isn't just another first-round match. It's a fascinating clash of playing styles, a battle between two rising talents, and a rematch of one of the most dramatic and unpredictable encounters they produced earlier this season at the Australian Open. On one side stands Alex Eala, a player who has captured the attention of the tennis world while carrying the hopes of an entire nation. Her rise over the past 18 months has been remarkable. From her breakthrough semi-final run at the 2025 Miami Open to breaking into the top 30 in early 2026, Eala has proven she is no longer simply a promising young talent. She is a genuine contender capable of challenging the best players on the WTA Tour. Her game is built on intelligent point construction, relentless baseline pressure, exceptional movement, and the tactical discipline she developed at the Rafa Nadal Academy. Standing across the net is Alycia Parks, one of the most dangerous floaters on the tour. Although she is ranked just inside the top 70, her ranking hardly reflects the threat she poses. Parks possesses one of the biggest serves in women's tennis, capable of producing aces in bunches and taking the racket completely out of her opponent's hands. When her first serve is firing and her aggressive ground strokes find the lines, she has the power to overwhelm virtually anyone on the tour, making her one of the most unpredictable and dangerous opponents in any draw. Alycia Parks has the kind of power that can blow almost any player in the world off the court. She loves to dictate points from the very first strike, turning matches into high-speed shootouts where opponents barely have time to react. That's exactly what makes this Canadian Open showdown so compelling. These two already have history. Back in January 2026, they met in the opening round of the Australian Open, producing one of the most dramatic matches of the season. Alex Eala stormed out of the gates and completely dominated the opening set, handing Parks a stunning 6-0 bagel that made it seem like the match was headed for a one-sided finish. But Parks responded the way only she can. Once her first serve started clicking, the momentum shifted instantly. She blasted 12 aces, unleashed a barrage of winners, and completely changed the complexion of the match, claiming the next two sets 6-3, 6-2. It was a powerful reminder of how dangerous she becomes when her serve is firing and how quickly she can flip a match in her favor. Now, just a few months later, the two are set to meet again on the fast hard courts of the National Bank Open in Canada. Eala enters the tournament in outstanding form, posting a 65.3% win rate over the past 52 weeks and riding a 5-match winning streak that has showcased the best tennis of her career. Yet one major question still hangs over this matchup. Has she solved the Alycia Parks puzzle? Can she absorb the relentless pressure of Parks' huge serve, survive the inevitable flurry of aces and first-strike winners, and force the American into longer rallies where her consistency and tactical intelligence can take over? Or will Parks once again overpower the Filipino star with her explosive brand of tennis? In this breakdown, we're going to examine every angle of this fascinating contest. We'll analyze the tactical battle, compare the head-to-head numbers, evaluate each player's recent form, and explore how the fast Canadian hard courts could influence the outcome. We'll also look at how Eala has evolved since their meeting in Melbourne, what improvements she has made to her return game, and what Parks must do to keep her aggressive style under control while limiting costly unforced errors. This promises to be one of the standout matches of the opening round, so grab your favorite drink, settle in, and join us for a complete documentary-style breakdown of Alex Eala versus Alycia Parks. To understand why this matchup has become so intriguing, we first need to look at the remarkable journey of Alex Eala. Over the past 2 years, her rise has been a textbook example of patience, steady development, and taking full advantage of every opportunity. Not long ago, she was a highly regarded junior fighting her way through the ITF circuit, displaying undeniable talent but still searching for the consistency needed to establish herself on the WTA Tour. Today, that search is over. Eala has transformed herself into one of the fastest rising stars in women's tennis, proving that she belongs among the game's elite and setting the stage for another major test against one of the tour's biggest hitters. Fast forward to August 2026, and Alex Eala has firmly established herself as one of the most exciting rising stars in women's tennis. Her transformation from a highly touted prospect into a seeded player at a WTA 1000 event like the National Bank Open has been built on elite movement, exceptional court awareness, and a heavy, penetrating left-handed forehand that has become one of her biggest weapons. Eala's game is all about creating angles and forcing opponents out of position. As a left-hander, she naturally enjoys an advantage on the ad side, where she can drag right-handed opponents wide with her cross-court forehand before finishing the point with a precise down-the-line winner. Over the past 52 weeks, she has compiled an impressive 49-26 record, good for a 65.3% winning percentage, the kind of consistency that reflects a player capable of making deep runs at the biggest tournaments. Her breakthrough semifinal appearance at the 2025 Miami Open announced her arrival on the world stage, and she reinforced that success with round of 16 finishes at both Indian Wells and Miami in 2026, climbing to a career-high ranking of world number 29 in March. But rankings and statistics only tell part of the story. The biggest growth in Eala's game has come mentally. She now competes with far greater confidence, composure, and resilience than she did just a year ago. Her serve has also become a much more reliable weapon. While she doesn't generate the raw pace of someone like Alycia Parks, she has significantly improved her first serve placement and developed a heavier kicking second serve to make life more difficult for aggressive returners. In modern tennis, a weak second serve is an invitation to attack, and Eala has worked hard to eliminate that vulnerability by mixing spins, varying placement, and frequently targeting her opponent's body. Combined with her outstanding court coverage and ability to transition instantly from defense into offense, she has developed into one of the most complete baseline players on the WTA Tour. Now, let's turn our attention to Alycia Parks. If Alex Eala approaches tennis like a tactical chess master, carefully constructing every point, Parks plays like a heavyweight boxer searching for a first-round knockout. Everything in her game revolves around power. Her towering frame allows her to generate one of the biggest serves in women's tennis. She launches the ball with a high toss before exploding upward with incredible force, producing service speeds that regularly rank among the fastest on tour. When her first serve is landing consistently, breaking her becomes an enormous challenge. But the serve is only the beginning. Parks follows it with ferocious ground strokes, especially a flat, explosive forehand capable of ending rallies in just a few shots. The trade-off for that ultra-aggressive style, however, is inconsistency. Despite possessing world-class weapons, her ranking has remained around the top 70 because sustaining that level of high-risk tennis. Looking at Alycia Parks' form heading into the Canadian Open, the results have been a mixed bag. Her most recent match against Victoria Jimenez Casanseva perfectly illustrated both the strengths and weaknesses of her game. Parks fired down plenty of aces and struck a number of clean winners, but she also committed 6 double faults while landing only about 52% of her first serves. That inconsistency has been the defining characteristic of her season. When the first serve is working, she can overpower almost anyone. When it isn't, her aggressive style begins to unravel, giving opponents opportunities to attack. That brings us to the tactical battle and the all-important head-to-head history between these two players. Their only meeting at the professional level came in the opening round of the 2026 Australian Open, and that match provides valuable clues about what could happen in Canada. In the opening set in Melbourne, Alex Eala played nearly flawless tennis. She absorbed Parks' pace with remarkable composure, consistently returned deep through the middle of the court to neutralize angles, and forced the American to play one extra shot over and over again. Parks struggled to find her timing, her errors piled up, and Eala raced to a stunning 6-0 first-set victory. But tennis is a game of momentum, and a player with one of the biggest serves on tour is never truly out of a match. As soon as Parks found her rhythm in the second set, everything changed. Her first serve percentage climbed significantly. She finished the match with 12 aces, and she began attacking Eala's second serve with relentless aggression. Throughout the match, Eala won only 13 points behind her second serve while facing an incredible 17 break points, allowing Parks to dictate far too many return games. Once the American started stepping inside the baseline and taking control of the first strike, the momentum completely shifted, and she stormed back to win 0-6, 6-3, 6-2. That dramatic comeback sets the stage for an intriguing tactical rematch in Canada. For Alex Eala, the biggest priority will be improving her first serve percentage. She cannot afford to serve at around 59% as she did in Melbourne. Instead, she needs to push that number into the high 60s or even low 70s to prevent Parks from attacking her second serve so aggressively. Eala will also need to make smart use of her defensive slice, keeping the ball low and forcing the taller Parks to bend and generate power from uncomfortable positions. Her left-handed forehand cross-court naturally targets Parks' backhand, and if she can consistently pin the American deep into the ad corner while extending rallies, she will put herself in an excellent position to control baseline exchanges. For Alycia Parks, the game plan is much more straightforward, even if executing it is easier said than done. She needs to serve big, return aggressively, and keep points as short as possible. The longer the rallies become, the more the advantage shifts toward Eala, whose movement, consistency, and tactical intelligence thrive in extended exchanges. Parks must use her explosive serve and flat forehand to keep Eala pinned behind the baseline and prevent the Filipino from constructing points on her own terms. The moderately fast hard courts at the National Bank Open should provide conditions that The moderately fast hard courts in Canada tend to reward aggressive players because the ball skids through the surface, making Alycia Parks' flat, penetrating ground strokes even more difficult to defend. However, one area Parks must manage carefully is her emotions. Falling behind early against a player as composed and consistent as Alex Eala can quickly lead to frustration, causing her to rush points and pile up unforced errors. Even for one of the tour's biggest hitters, patience will be a critical ingredient. Choosing the right moments to attack instead of forcing winners from impossible positions could ultimately determine whether she maintains control of the match or lets it slip away. From a broader tournament perspective, this is an extremely dangerous opening round draw for the 25th seed, Alex Eala. Seeded players usually hope to ease into a WTA 1000 event by facing a qualifier or lower-ranked opponent, allowing them to build rhythm and confidence before the tougher rounds. Instead, Eala has drawn one of the most explosive and unpredictable players in the field. Alycia Parks is the type of opponent who can completely take a match out of her rival's hands when her serve is firing. Eala must be mentally prepared to absorb a barrage of aces and untouchable winners without allowing those moments to affect her focus. Her challenge is to stay patient, weather the inevitable storm of power, and capitalize when Parks' level inevitably fluctuates. Looking beyond this single match, the stakes are enormous for both players. For Eala, protecting and improving her position inside the top 30 is essential. A deep run at a WTA 1000 tournament like the National Bank Open would earn valuable ranking points and could move her significantly closer to securing a top 20 seeding for the US Open. Achieving that milestone would greatly improve her draw in New York by reducing the chances of facing elite players such as Aryna Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, or Coco Gauff before the second week. For Parks, this match represents an opportunity to finally convert her immense talent into consistent results. She has repeatedly shown that her explosive game can trouble the very best players, particularly on fast hard courts, but she needs signature victories over top 30 opponents to climb the rankings and establish herself as a genuine weekly threat on the WTA Tour. Defeating the tournament's number 25 seed in the opening round of one of the biggest events outside the Grand Slams would send a strong message throughout the locker room. Physical conditioning could also become a decisive factor if this contest extends into a third set. Eala is widely regarded as one of the fittest players on tour, capable of maintaining her intensity through long, physically demanding matches without a noticeable drop in level. Parks, by contrast, relies heavily on explosive movement and first-strike tennis, a style that can become increasingly difficult to sustain during extended rallies. If the Canadian conditions are warm and humid, the physical advantage shifts toward Eala. The longer the match lasts, the more it favors the Filipina's consistency, endurance, and ability to construct points patiently. Ultimately, this is a matchup balanced on a knife's edge. It is a fascinating clash between relentless consistency and overwhelming power, between tactical precision and raw shot-making. If Alycia Parks serves at her very best and keeps her error count under control, she has the firepower to overpower almost anyone in the draw. But if Alex Eala can neutralize the serve, extend rallies, and impose her intelligent baseline game, she has every opportunity to turn the match in her favor. That contrast in styles is exactly what makes this one of the most intriguing first-round contests of the Canadian Open and a match that tennis fans will not want to miss.